So yeah.
Hello, I'm Ruth. You saw me earlier, so that was easy.
And I'm Tim. And we would like to show you something we call LiveJS.
True.
So please start.
A couple of warnings. I'm sure that you can already tell because we do have this massive setup here. There is going to be music. There's going to be a lot of flashing lights at the end. There's going to be quite a few visuals on the projector as well. So again, like I said earlier in my talk, if it's too flashy, if it's too much for you, we will not be offended if you need to leave or you wouldn't need to look away or anything like that. We'll need to put earplugs in your ears.
Yeah, please go because it will be really flashy.
Got no images.
Oh. Why?
Apologies.
Minor problem.
The first technical failure of the evening.
Ah. That was intended.
JavaScript!
JavaScript! Awesome.
JavaScript is awesome, is it not? I mean,
Yeah.
we're only in the middle of the conference right at this moment, and we have already seen virtual reality in JavaScript. That's very cool. Amazing future stuff with JavaScript. Offline, which is very, very important and very, very good.
Cool.
And a lot of hardware. I mean, some of the MIDI stuff and the Bluetooth stuff. That's super cool. A quick history of JavaScript then, written by Brendan Eich in 10 days in 1995. Lots of stuff happened, and now we're here. Obviously, I didn't want to sort of bypass that. A lot of stuff has happened. I mean, like, we don't want to take away things like ES4 or ActionScript or browser wars. But anyway, we're here now, and JavaScript's kind of got to this point of serious programming.
Serious.
Right?
Really serious.
And it's important. It is important. And we're doing some very, very cool things with JavaScript now. I mean, JavaScript is on aeroplanes. So this is in-flight entertainment run on Node for Finnair, which is very, very great, I think. Again, with the offline stuff, Ola mentioned it earlier, fighting Ebola with JavaScript, that's really important stuff. And if we believe American television shows, because we should definitely believe American television shows, this is the FBI being hacked into via SVG styles. Very important JavaScript, right?
Yeah.
But then there's some fun stuff as well. That's not the most fun. This is Seb's Lunar Trails, which is an arcade game which he recreated in JavaScript, and he has it as an actual arcade game. But you can play it in the browser as well, obviously, because it's JavaScript. And then there's all the hardware stuff, which I touched on earlier. We've got Node copters and Tessels and Esprinos and all these wonderful things that you can just put Node on and run. And yeah, it's great JavaScript.
JavaScript.
I know.
Awesome.
And we don't even stop there. There are
I know.
all these synthesizers. Oh,
And
Tim, how do you even do this stuff?
I don't know. Maybe I just
Maybe
show
you could
an
show us.
example. So this is one of the first drum machines that was ever created, and there are only 12,000 pieces. And if you want to have such a drum machine, you have to invest a lot of money. Or you can use this awesome recreation by Gregor Adams, who did this in React and using the Web Audio API. And this is his code pen. And you can push some buttons here, like this, to create a basic beat if you push the start button. And you can add other elements too, like a cowbell. And a hi-hat. And you can change the tempo too. Or make it really fast. Okay, and you can stop it. So this is a super awesome example of what you can do with the web by recreating stuff that it's originally not sold anymore. And you can also play with the Web MIDI API and the Web Audio API to create some kind of synthesizer. And what you see here is a MIDI controller I have on this table. And I created a synthesizer demo. And I sure hope it will work now. Ah, it does. So what is happening here? When I push a key, a MIDI event gets fired and I can create some kind of sound. And in this case, I'm using 2 oscillators to create some kind of synthesizer-ish sound. And you can play. And I have no idea how to play the piano, so that's why it doesn't sound very good. I'm so sorry. But I can use the canvas element to visualize this stuff, and that's something I know. And if you push a key, you have an awesome visualization. Isn't it nice? So Ruth, don't you want to play something on the piano?
I can't play piano. We didn't even rehearse that, did we, Tim? Thank you.
Sorry. So yeah, that's one thing you can do. And another thing is you can use the web audio and the media recorder API to record some sound. And that's why I have this microphone here and my next demo. So if I turn on the output, oh, no, we don't do this. There's a visualization, but the microphone stuff is not so cool if I have a microphone on me. But I can use the media recorder API to record some sound, like hello. And I'm creating an audio element, so you can hear the sound that I just created with the microphone.
Hello. Hello.
And I can also download it directly from the browser and as a WAV file. So what I would like to do is to create another sample, ScotlandJS. ScotlandJS. Awesome. And I just put a name here and download it. So yeah, that's another awesome thing you can do with web audio or in the browser in JavaScript. And if you have some samples and so created sound, you can use another application that's called LoopDrop. And LoopDrop is based on Electron, so it runs on your desktop. And you can use Electron to create music. I just have to open it. So this is LoopDrop, and I'm using LoopDrop in combination with a launchpad, which is also just a MIDI controller controlled over USB with my computer. And you can see a visual representation of every key that I have on the launchpad. And I can assign different samples or other sounds to each key and create music. And I hope this will work. Disconnected, it says. That's nice. Just let me connect it. So, yes. And if I push a button here, I hope that's working. Yeah, I can create a sound. Like, whoa, sorry, so. And if I push another button, the first one on the launchpad, I can create some kind of loop. And I can create or add other sounds to create some kind of music. Like another drum. But we want to use our sample. So I can add the sound just by choosing the file I just downloaded. And now sorry.
ScotlandJS. ScotlandJS.
Okay, it's not in sync, but you get the point. Yeah, if you know how to work with this stuff, it's really awesome to create music, but I'm not as good as using this, so yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to show it to you. So, you can use loop drop to create music. That's nice.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Whoa. Music is the things we can do in browsers, right? And like, I wanted to show you something really, really old. So one of my old favorite music players is this one. And it was nothing as good as what Tim just showed, but this is pretty cool.
Winamp. It really whips the llama's ass.
Right, there's got to be some people around the room that remember Winamp, yeah? So, for those of you that don't remember Winamp, because I'm sure you're not as old as I am, this is the MP3 player of choice back when I was at uni. It was very, very lightweight, and it was very, very good at what it was built for, playing MP3s. But this isn't why it was one of my favorite things. It was my favorite thing, because it had this amazing visualizing system, right? And it had this great visualization that would go in time to the music. And this was really important to me back then, because I used to take a projector into clubs and venues and project to whatever the band or DJ was playing. So I was really into sort of my audio sort of triggered visualizations. And I was thinking recently, I was sort of reminiscing on this, and I was thinking that could we actually recreate this in a browser, considering what we have? We have web audio, so we can analyze sound. We've got all these new, like we've got the new video element. I mean, it came out a while ago now, but this was a few years ago. We've got things like Canvas, we've got an animation API, we've got web MIDI to control stuff. I mean, you can do some audio analyzing, can't you?
You think so?
You'd think so.
I hope. So yeah, if you want to, or if you have some kind of music, there's a certain frequency range that a human ear can hear, and it's between 20 and 20,000 hertz. And you can use the Web Audio API and the method called getByteFrequencyData to analyze audio in real time. And I also have a demo for this, of course. So, what you can see here is 7 ranges of frequency data from low frequencies like a heavy bass drum, or center frequencies like an instrument, or high frequencies above 10,000 hertz that are some kind of very high sound. And you can also see the audio element. And if I play some audio, you can see that each frequency group has a different value. So this means we can trigger stuff based on different instruments on the audio that we are analyzing. And it starts very quiet, but if you jump a little bit further and you look at on the left values, and when the bass drum kicks in, the full or the whole frequency range is filled out, and you will see it. Yeah! Yeah, and if it ends, all the values go to 0 again. And this is my first React component app, whatever, so yeah, awesome. So this is basically how you can analyze audio using the Web Audio API.
Great, so we've got web audio.
Yes.
So we can analyze the audio. We've got a lot of visual stuff in the DOM anyway.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy to do. Now all we need is something to control it with. So we need a MIDI controller. I have my MIDI controller with me now. I didn't have it earlier, I've got it with me now. He's got way more than I do. And so my thought process when I was building my VJ software in the browser was to mix two elements together. So you could live mix visuals the same way that a DJ would live mix tracks. So I bought myself a DJ MIDI controller. And I sort of split it down the middle. So one half of it controls one div, so you have a div DOM element, and one half of it controls another div, and you can mix those two divs. The divs can contain whatever you like. So that can be video clips, canvas elements, just simple HTML elements that you just style with CSS. And then you can mix them via the crossfader at the bottom. Now I don't just fade it, I actually analyze the audio and then it skips to fading. And we'll demo it right at the end, and you'll see it on the projector. But the code for it is actually on GitHub if you wanted to look at it closer. I could have stopped there. I could have just sort of made my software work in a browser and that would have been fine. But there have been some other changes since I used to do this back at uni. One of them being, and one of them very prominent to me, is the size of equipment. Back when I was doing it at uni, everything was really big. The projector we had was huge, and it had 3 massive lamps in it, and it fit in the back of my Golf. It filled the whole boot of my Golf. And we had a really, really big sort of MIDI stack computer as well. So it's really nice now that we have a laptop, that I have a MIDI controller that I can just fit in my handbag. And so I kind of did take a handbag so that I could fit all this equipment in. And I took a pair of scissors, and I put a little bit of MDF in the handbag. I've got it here with me today. And I got a tiny mini projector. They're about £100. They're very, very cool. And my laptop, obviously, and the MIDI controller. Did some sewing, and then put a strap on it. And you can carry the whole thing around. So you can carry this little projector and the whole mixing desk and the whole setup. There it is, just in front of me. So you can just mix on the go, and you can just take it to the streets. So I did that just before Christmas, and it went down very well, actually. I took it around Bristol, and it gets dark quite early in the winter, obviously. So it wasn't too late, and there were a lot of people around, and they were very excited by it. I'm not the only one that does awesome things to JavaScript, it would seem.
Yeah, that's when we met in the internet, because we have this same, kind of joy for visualizations. And my project is called Nerd Disco, and I want to show it to you now. So, in the background you have a canvas element, and I also have a MIDI controller to control this. And the MIDI controller looks like this. And you can see I have put custom labels on them, so I know what I'm doing when I push some buttons. And when I start the music, that's whatever. So I not only have this MIDI controller, I also have some LEDs, and they look like this. So I bought this case and removed every part from it and put some NeoPixels inside them. It's a 64 LEDs on it, and you can control them differently. So you can add any 24-bit color you want to it. And what I did here, I have a square on my canvas, and everything I select on the canvas gets projected on the LEDs. And this looks like this. I hope you can see something. Okay, so if I move this around, you can see that it's updated in real time and can project anything on the canvas. And you might be wondering what those clips are. I have also a Jiffy integration, so I can add anything from Jiffy onto the canvas and play with it, which is actually awesome. So when I put it back here, I think we are ready for some kind of audio demo, right? So yeah. I will start some music and push some buttons.
Live in direct.
Yeah, so this was live jazz. Yeah, and we also have some kind of
collective.
Collective.
Say group, you say collective. I say collective, you say group. Yeah, you can find us online, webvj.ninja. We have a Slack channel as well. Everybody is welcome to join. We mostly talk about VJing, MIDI, audio demos, all things like that. Get in touch with us and we will show you the way. It's amazing. That's pretty much it.
I think so, JavaScript. Awesome.
It's awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Should we do another song or
Yeah,
what?
we can carry on.
No one's coming, so okay.
Okay.
The light, please.
It's like go down.
I feel like you have to stick around. It's fine.
You see me mashing up your airwaves. I know you can't get enough of my sound. It's like go down. You hear me coming through your speakers. You see me bagging up your airwaves. I know you can't get enough of my sound. There's nothing too hard to stop the fight. I'm gonna get it. All this money from me, baby, you're gonna regret it. I can understand why you can't free yourself and let it go, 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 go. Got you in my palm, now listen good, you can't escape it. Bring you to my world and hold you, see if you can take it. Don't you be afraid, I know you're strong enough to make it. Go, go, go. It's like go down. You hear me coming.
Thank you.
Thank